everybody, Brady Cable here with Kabuki Strength, and today I'm going to be doing a short presentation on self-use of our soft tissue mobilization tools that we make here. It's probably the most commonly asked question that we get is how you can use these on yourself. Short answer is you got to be a little bit creative with it. It's a lot easier to just have somebody do it to you, but there's a lot that you can do on your own, and I just want to demonstrate a couple things, as well as kind of talk about the principles of what you can do to sort of get creative with it and apply it to other things. So, as I covered in a previous video, two main ways we're going to use this is going to be a more global shearing effect, using it like that, or a more targeted pinpoint effect, using it like that. So these are going to achieve slightly different outcomes. The targeted trigger point work is a lot better for increasing range of motion and things like that. The more global, constant pressure is better for getting that parasympathetic response, down-regulating the nervous system, aiding in recovery that way. So we're going to start just sort of at the bottom of the body, work up. One of the easiest things you can do, and you do this with your shoe off, but is to just roll out the bottom of your foot on this. There's nothing special about our tools for this. You can do this with a lacrosse ball, anything hard you can roll at the bottoms of your feet. Once you start to work up more into the lower leg, that's where these start to become really effective. So it's very easy to get into the lateral part of the leg with this. And I'll frequently throw in various balls, usually AccuMobility balls, and use the vice method. You can do this with or without that. It just adds a little bit of extra to it. So with this, we'll have the AccuMobility ball on one side of the calf, and we use the Boomstick on the other side. Very easy to do by yourself, and you can work up and down your entire lower leg, moving your ankle around. Very good if you have ankle restriction issues in the squat. A lot of people do, wearing shoes with high heels and just not moving very much. So from this same angle, you can also start to get into sort of your gastroc soleus into the back of your calf by just pushing pressure in straight back that way. Same thing going through ankle range. Now, it's hard to just roll it out yourself because you're going to end up rolling onto your shin. So if you have somebody else, it's easy to lay on your stomach and have them roll you out that way. Getting into the other side of the calf, if you have the internal rotation, you can set up on a bench like this. You might have to lean forward a bit. The same idea. Get the Boomstick in there and move that ankle around. And just move that foot through any plane that you can. And work until you feel like you've made some change or you stop making change. So I'm continuing to work up the leg. Same sort of deal. Getting into the hamstrings is going to be a little bit tricky, but there's a lot that you can do for your quads with this. Very basic. You can just take it and slowly, and I mean very slowly, take 2 to 3 minutes to do this whole thing. Roll out your quads. Much slower than I'm going right now. You can go straight on the top, come into the side, hit more of your VL, come to the inside, get more of your adductors. Now, that's a good way to help recover your quads. That long sustained pressure tends to do good things for muscle soreness, especially reducing it the day after hard training. But you can also use this trigger point anywhere working just above your knee. It's a good way to feed extra slack into that joint, get knee pain to go away, as well as getting into your adductors from the top and sort of pushing them away, and then you can rotate your hip, thinking about turning your femur to the outside, pushing your adductors away. That's probably one of the best mobilizations for the adductors that I've found, and just slowly working up that. For me, it gets a lot worse as you go up higher, turning that leg out. You can even flex the foot, point that. You'll still feel that move around a little bit. You can do that anywhere in your quad. You just got to get creative. This is not the only ways that you can do this. I constantly have people show me things all the time that I'm like, yeah, I never thought of that. That's great. Do that. So like I said, creativity is key for this. So now I'm going to lay down as we get into psoas iliacus. It's something people have been asking a lot about. People always ask if we have any Boomstick mobilizations for their hip flexor. So I'm not sure if they're talking about their actual hip flexors in their abdomen or their adductors, etc. But it's very easy to lay down on a bench or on the ground. Find that muscle. Don't recommend doing this without anatomy knowledge, but allow the Boomstick to sink in. Do things like extend your leg, bring it up towards your chest, press away. You can even rotate out, rotate in. That's all very good for that good hip flexor release. The upper body is what gets a little more challenging because you're using your arms to manipulate the object. So especially, this is a prototype Boomstick light, so it's easier to move around. But the heavier ones, it can be easy to kind of hold it in position. That being said, we've had plenty of people have success working on their pecs and their traps with our tools by themselves. This can be a lot easier if you have a rack behind you that you can sort of lean this against, but a lot of the mobilizations that we've shown for the pecs and the traps, you can definitely do by yourself. So finding anywhere in your pec that feels tight, for me it's usually right below my collarbone, more pec minor. Getting pressure in, using my other hand to drive down, and then this arm is free to just move. So like I said, this is where it'd be easier if you had a rack that you can lean this against, allow you to free this up for more pressing and less actually holding it. Sometimes you might need more control, just slide further down and that'll hold this end in position better. Then you can go through bench motions, overhead, just rotations, etc. And the trap, as mentioned before, we like to use the ball on the opposite side of the muscle or the joint. Not only because you get that vice effect, but it also helps push that muscle up, which is really good with the traps. Especially people that have just shorter traps that don't creep halfway up their neck. It can be a lot easier to access the muscle that way. So pressing that up, and again, this can always be done without this as well. And then just driving right over that ball. It's easy to hold that there, and raising up. From here, as we talked about in other videos, you can reach with that arm. So those are a lot of the main areas that I've found that you can do this stuff yourself. Doesn't mean it's the only ones. Like I said, plenty of people have shown me things that I've never seen before. And I encourage everybody to get creative, go out there, try some stuff. If you have videos, tag us in them, send them, show us. We'd love to see it.